Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. So, with Boruto supposedly, dying.
Flashback.
けどな、たとえクラマの力を失おうが、火影の看板を下ろそうが、お前の父親だってことには、親ってのはな、子供のためならすげえ力が出るもんなんだぞ。
Oh fuck.
We do not.
The whole community is confused as to what will happen next. But as a team, we've been speculating the ways in which Boruto could potentially be revived, activating our Sharingans, analyzing all the chapters once again to give you the answer. Come on man, it's not like we haven't seen characters exist without a heart before in this series. How else did this famous meme, or let's say scene, got born? You guys probably feel that when you admit your feelings to a girl and she's like, bitch, have you seen your face?
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, we also asked this question on the community tab and picked a few of the theories we liked from your comments. I felt like you guys will feel more appreciated by being part of our community if you were more involved in our videos. So please remember to hit the notification bell and like the video to continue to support this series. Some of our members are also featured, so be sure to become a member of the channel because that's one of the best ways to get noticed, join our private Discord and get in contact with us. Also, one more thing, check out Gamer Subs and use code ABD for 10% off at checkout. That's what makes me hype. So let's begin with theory number 1 on how Boruto can be revived. This was one of the most popular ones. Shout out to you, yes you, and I can't forget about you. Oh look, there's you. And all of these people that are mentioning the Sussy Baka Amado. The first theory has the series' biggest Sussy Baka Amado in the spotlight. Here we're speculating that Amado conspired with Boruto and Kawaki to create a fake death scenario. How? Well, let's take a look. In chapter 56 of the Boruto Manga, Boruto and Kawaki had an important discussion at the top of the Hokage mountain. There, Kawaki mentioned using Code as Boruto's backup vessel since he's a failed vessel already. Although Boruto was originally against the idea of forcing karma upon someone as a sacrifice, after some convincing by Kawaki, Boruto started to find this to be a plausible route for him to approach. But the two were highly unsure if it was possible or not. This shows that Boruto is open to the idea of resurrection till the time he gets rid of his karma alongside Momoshiki. Pink, one of our channel members, also agreed with this theory. She mentioned how something about Kawaki and Boruto's final discussion feels odd, and that his death is a red herring. In their flashback, Kawaki says, "I'll get rid of your karma in some way. I swear it." He promised his brother that he would set him free from Momoshiki, and since our first meeting with Kawaki, he's proven to be a man of his word. For example, he promised Boruto he would do things his way when he lost against him in the sparring during around chapter 58. Therefore, Kawaki didn't actually take the karma power intentionally, nor any shortcuts. It was actually Amado who forced it upon him. In chapter 58, Kawaki was also enraged at the prospect of Boruto dying from Amado's pills before he could implant Boruto's karma on Code. As we have already mentioned though, Boruto was reluctant to sacrifice somebody else. However, Kawaki told him that it was his only option unless he wanted to die. There's also the fact that the last time Borushiki woke up, Kawaki risked his life by setting himself on fire so that Momoshiki would absorb it and give Boruto control again due to the chakra consumption. The only difference between then and now is the presence of Code. Kawaki purposefully tracked him down so that Boruto could implant his karma in him. However, there are major issues with this plan. All they have is hope when it comes to achieving success. They don't know if Boruto will be able to implant a karma seal successfully, and the only evidence they have to back up their hypothesis is the fact that Code is one of the very few who has survived the karma implantation in the past, albeit he was still considered a failed karma experiment. Furthermore, Furthermore, Code can win against Naruto and Sasuke in a one-on-one fight, meaning that he's way too strong for them to handle right now. Hence, they have to find a plan which has a higher rate of success. This is where Amado comes into the equation. In chapter 60 of the manga, we can see that Amado is creating a clone of a shinobi from Konoha. As the shinobi is unnamed, there's a chance that it might be Boruto after all. This was a suggestion from one of our members of our channel, and they were on our stream, and when he said this, we were like, yo, this shit kinda lit. So, by killing Boruto in chapter 66, Code's sacrifice for the 10 tails is gone, and they can get rid of Boruto's karma as well. Then they can use the clone that Amado created to revive Boruto. But wouldn't this put Kawaki in a tough spot, since he's the only potential sacrifice left? Code will surely come for him, and Boruto won't let Kawaki just be fed to the 10 tails. This is where the conversation between Amado and Kawaki from chapter 59 comes in. Here, Kawaki is offered with a power-only karma by Amado. After witnessing the power of Kawaki's karma, it is apparent that he isn't scared of Code at all. He sees him like a little bitch, because he is one. In fact, Boruto, when he was taken over by Momoshiki, he was even overpowering Code and was stronger than him. Therefore, Kawaki, with Isshiki's power, who has a higher rank in the Otsutsuki and has all of the strongest abilities, he should scale higher. Therefore, this also solves the problem of him and or Naruto dying. Whilst this seems to be all good and a near perfect plan, it really isn't. Like most strategies so far, this one also relies heavily on who? Amado. Most information related to whatever is happening is in the hands of him, and the others are forced to be his puppets. Because of his insane knowledge of how the karma and Otsutsuki process works, everybody is forced to take his word as fact, as they have no way to disprove what he says. Kawaki and Boruto are relying on Amado to make the clone without any hidden parts. By hidden parts, I mean something similar to Delta's instant power-off switch, you know what I'm saying? Or with what we've seen with Kawaki, he secretly implanted him with a new karma without consent. My man should be in jail. So Boruto will basically be in Amado's hand for the rest of his life, even more than Kawaki if this theory is correct, as Boruto's entire body composition will be nothing more than one great big puppet for Amado to play with. Moreover, we know that Boruto's death won't get rid of Momoshiki. Isshiki resurrected in Jigen's body even though it was burnt into a crisp, and it was medically declared dead on top. Whilst it may be a detail that is too crucial to miss, we know that Kawaki and Boruto can be too hot-headed to remember. However, even if they do figure this out, Amado has a rather convincing answer to give. Boruto's ossification is only at 80% complete. He has stated before that the ossification process stops if the vessel is killed before the transformation is completed. We can't forget that Amado is the one that gave the suggestion to Konoha to actually kill Boruto. Shikamaru has said that he feels like everything is going perfectly according to some script Amado has wrote, which could potentially include all of this. Whilst he can't predict all of the details, there's a good chance that Amado knew how and where to lead the two boys. He could use Code as a catalyst for their decision, and Amado also knows that Kawaki will do everything in his power to help Boruto and save Naruto's life, which includes turning Code into a vessel. As Amado noted himself, Kawaki is infatuated with Naruto, as if his whole life is dependent on him, paralleling that of Code's worship of Isshiki. Furthermore, Amado hinted that someone is helping Code in chapter 61, meaning that he even knows that Ada wasn't disposed of by Boro and that Code will try to find her. This way, he can dodge Ada's dojutsu and keep the new Karma faction in the dark as well. We also learned from chapter 66 that Amado used Code's presence and idiocy to actually provoke Kawaki's Karma activation for his own plan. He knew Kawaki would chase after Code, and this situation would activate his Isshiki DNA. So this only further proves that Amado could be involved in either wanting Boruto to die or has his own plans of reviving him by causing Momoshiki to do something, or his technology is playing a significant role. Overall, everything will be kept under his control. Moving on to theory number 2. So shout out to you, yes, you, and I can't forget about you. And these are all the people that mentioned Momoshiki would help revive Boruto. Thanks for helping us make this video. Remember to hit the notification bell and like the video. So another theory that we find to be plausible is related to Boruto's host, Momoshiki Otsutsuki. After the events of chapter 66, we believe that Momoshiki can also step in to save Boruto. Well, why? Why would he do that? Wouldn't it be easier for him to possess Boruto if he's dead? Well, not really. Remember that possession and resurrection are two different things. Momoshiki can't resurrect, as Amado said that the karma seal has to be complete, which it was in Jougan's case, even though the vessel was dead, meaning Isshiki was able to come back to life. On the other hand, Momoshiki possessing Boruto is possible, but what would be the point if he's incapable of doing anything and would die? Therefore, the only option for Momoshiki to survive would be to heal Boruto in his crucial state. For example, Momoshiki did save Boruto when Boro went on a frenzy. Boruto was going to die if it wasn't for his possession. Just look at this clip. Do you really think Boruto could do anything? We saw a crazy amount of heal factor again in the anime against Isshiki Otsutsuki. Boruto's arm was completely broken and was unable to be used, but as soon as Momoshiki took over, it instantly healed as if nothing happened. The regeneration factor is close to Kurama's level. For example, in his training spar against Kawaki, it instantly healed without Boruto even consciously thinking about it. This is similar to when Naruto used Kurama in part 1. He was pierced right through the chest by Sasuke's Chidori, but the healing process saved Naruto as it instantly healed. If we consider that Amado's pills work, then it would mean Boruto's karma hasn't moved past 80%. This means that Momoshiki can't resurrect and he needs Boruto alive at all costs. Hence, Momoshiki is going to do anything he can to make sure that Boruto survives. The most straightforward way would be for Momoshiki to heal Boruto's fatal wound, effectively reviving him. Now obviously in standard anime rules, this obviously wouldn't come without a price. We believe that Momoshiki will use some of the powers he gained through the ossification process to heal Boruto, which will then cause him to lay dormant for a long while. This dormant period could last from a few months to years, giving the story a logical reason to initiate the time skip, as there is an excuse as to why Momoshiki wouldn't take over Boruto during that period. Another possibility is linked to the one mentioned above. Here, the karma seal's ossification process could lose some of its progress, say by, I don't know, 50% or so, meaning that Boruto would only be 30% ossified. Ossified? Is that even a word? I just made a new word, guys, just for this video. Ossified. That even sounds weird. But yeah, you guys get the point. I'm saying he can sacrifice 50% of the karma seal data to revive him, right? So, but at the end of the day, Boruto will still have the powers, but Momoshiki would lose control over Boruto's body due to the data being lost and the heavy use of power to heal his wounds. Also, we see in the time skip that Boruto is only using stage 1 of his karma seal powers in his fight against Kawaki, and not the second stage, also known as the true essence karma form we saw him briefly use against Code. This may be because the ossification process has been reset, thus not allowing Boruto to access enough of Momoshiki's power in the time skip to achieve this transformation. If Boruto goes with Sasuke to train during the time skip, then he'd be separated from Kawaki, meaning that his karma will mature much more slowly, allowing him to train sufficiently. It might also have a drastic effect on Boruto's health for a long period of time, and Momoshiki won't be able to possess him. This result will excellently tie in with the philosophy of the story told so far for the future scene to make sense. Think about it, guys. Kawaki is someone that says that the shinobi age is over in the future, and his ideological beliefs align with the Otsutsuki, where Isshiki and Momoshiki state that it's a pity that humans cannot pass on their power to their offspring and have to work hard through tribulations to to achieve the same level of success. However, as we know, being a ninja involves the aspect of understanding this pain and working hard to achieve your power, as great power has great responsibility, therefore allowing you to understand others. Now, in the storytelling, Kawaki, even as a child, believes that power should be achieved through shortcuts because of their lack of time, but Boruto beating him in that sparring session because of his ninja training proved him wrong. However, this belief changed, and one of Boruto's goals could be in the future that he has to remind his brother of that. The power scaling is pretty clear that Kawaki gaining all this power through Isshiki has made him slightly corrupt, and Boruto technically is weaker than Kawaki. However, Boruto, with the use of his shinobi skills, will have to prove that the age is not over and can take him on. This is why Sasuke is the perfect mentor for Boruto, as no one knows it better than him that shortcuts don't bring success. It will not satisfy your inner self nor your goals. Sasuke will train Boruto as a ninja to take on his brother to save the world. Either way we look at it, this theory seems the most likely, that Momoshiki will be involved in some way to heal Boruto's wound. He may even make a seal contract of some sort to make sure Boruto wouldn't try to kill himself again, as if he did, Momoshiki would cease to exist. Alright, so let me check the community tab if there's any more theories. Let me see what you guys are saying. Sumar Hussein says, Otto's gonna feed him some roti and boom! My man's gonna come back alive! Yeah! Hussein is right. We Asians do know that a good roti fixes everything. We got butter chicken, palak paneer, biryani, rajma chawal, chole, lassi, and... let's say Boruto's parents were Asian. Shout out to my Indian, Pakistani, Bengali fans, right? Khote de putar tu suta hai. Tanu nahi pata 12 baj gaye ne? Tu kaam nahi karta. And then they'll slap him up. And that alone will bring him back up. Anyway, I'm gonna pass the video on to Harrison to continue the theories, as he will explain everything about the pure eye, because a lot of you mentioned the pure eye playing a role.
Okay, so I understand that not much is gonna beat that theory from Adil. However, there are a few more that I do want to bring to the table, such as this one, which includes the Jougan. We know that Toneri worked as a catalyst to speed up the pure eye's awakening. Whilst the pure eye is almost always dormant, we have seen Boruto awaken it subconsciously in specific situations, like the Nue attack, for example. From what we know so far, the Jougan is an ancient dojutsu belonging to the Otsutsuki family. Both the likes of Isshiki and Toneri have attested that this will be a major obstacle for any Otsutsuki. It was even displayed as the ultimate dojutsu when Isshiki mentioned the Otsutsuki god, someone that can control the entire universe. From what we know so far though, the Jougan is like an upgraded version of the Byakugan. It does everything a Byakugan does and more, as Boruto's even been able to sense negative emotions with it and also performs space-time ninjutsu too. So why are we talking about the Jougan right now? Well, as many of you guys pointed out in our community post, now would be a great time to introduce the Jougan to the manga, as we've still never seen it, because so far too many things have been going in Amado's favour. Shikamaru even said how everything is like it's going to one of his perfect scripts. However, we do know that Amado didn't account for Kashinkoji's survival, and so he is due his first bump in the road when it comes to his plan anytime soon. However, there's one other unexpected circumstance we could come to see too. Amado, in both the anime and manga, is completely unaware of Boruto's Jougan. Amado, whilst being a great and mysterious villain so far for the Boruto series, has also admittedly been a huge Otsutsuki lore dump whenever the stories needed it. And so, by leaving the Jougan's reveal in the manga for a time where Amado is also caught by surprise would be the most logical way to introduce it, as not only is it a ace up Boruto's sleeve, but it will also allow for Amado to continue being the lore dump that he is, explaining how it's impossible, there's no way he could have that that eye, the pure eye, is blah 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 blah. I mean, you guys know how it goes from there, right? This way the Jougan doesn't feel like as much of a random appearance in the manga, as other characters will also be shocked by its existence whilst Amado can give the lore behind it. That way it makes more sense for the reader. Now, as for how exactly it could revive Boruto, well, here is a bit of a history lesson regarding the origins of the Jougan. Like many dojutsu in the series, Boruto's pure eye is based upon a religious legend. This time, the evil eye. This includes the Jougan's look and the scenarios in which it appears in the anime. The Jougan's powers align with this religious legend, as the evil eye is a curse that is usually given unknowingly, just like how Boruto unknowingly had it bestowed upon him by Toneri. Having the evil eye can inflict misfortune or injury. Now, of course, Momoshiki told Boruto that his blue eyes will one day take everything from him. However, Toneri gave him the eye to be utilized for good as the star of hope. That's why Boruto's eye is so crucial. So, which is it? Will it be the star of hope, or is it gonna take everything from him? Well, whilst many believe the evil eye is a curse, others believe it has a supernatural power that reflects a malicious stare back onto those who wish others harm. And this would explain a lot, such as every time we've seen it appear in the anime. The Jougan's very few appearances have mostly come in the face of negativity, whether it be the Nue chakra feasting upon the negative emotions of others, or in the face of the Otsutsuki with the cases of Momoshiki and Isshiki. And to further back the theory up that the Jougan repels negativity, these Nazars are used to ward off the evil eye, and as you can see, the Nazars are quite clearly a strong reference for the inspiration of the design of Boruto's Jougan. Whilst we're on the topic of Boruto's inspiration, we have to talk about Kagemasa, which many of you pointed out in the comments. In real life history, Kagemasa was a samurai who lost an eye in battle but continued fighting when he was the age of 16. But as much as that does sound similar to Boruto regarding the scar on his eye during the time skip where he is 16 years of age, what I want to talk about is actually the Kagemasa from episode 8 of the Boruto anime, and how the movie that he starred in actually foreshadowed Boruto's death. In this film, a group of bandits take some kids hostage, but Kagemasa appears to stop them. However, when he reveals his identity, the group of bandits are shocked as they believe that Kagemasa died. However, he reveals that his death was all part of his evil eye's plan. Now, like we mentioned, Boruto's eye is literally inspired by the evil eye. And here we have Kagemasa faking his death using that eye. It may be that Boruto does the same, by faking his death using his pure eye and reappearing in the time skip saving someone from some bandits, which would also parallel the first original arc in the manga where Boruto appeared at the final moment to save Tento, a young child from the Mujina bandits gang, which also parallels the Kagemasa film. That being said, as great as it is knowing the secrets behind the origins of the Jougan, we don't know everything, and thus the Jougan being responsible for Boruto's revival is definitely a strong possibility, but only Kishimoto knows the exact method in which that happens right now. I also want to quickly mention this theory from the appropriately named Bruh, as they reckon that Daemon could be a surprise candidate for Boruto's revival. As crazy as that sounds, it is still plausible. All throughout this fight against Code, Ikimoto has made it clear that he is purposefully showing Daemon is asleep every time he can. This is to ensure that the readers don't put him out of their minds just yet. It's basically like a reminder of his existence. And we know that he's already completely and utterly beyond broken. However, aside from that, we also know he has one other ability that he is hiding. One that Daemon really wanted to tell Code about before his sister told him to shut up. This may well just be the exact ability needed to revive Boruto. After all, they may want to revive him so the Otsutsukification can continue and he can be fed to the Ten Tails, or if Ada truly is conspiring against Code like some are beginning to think, she may want to keep Boruto alive for personal reasons. Who knows? However, it's definitely worth a mention in my opinion. And let's not forget, we still have the most important plot convenience in the entire Naruto universe. HASHIRAMA cells! Oh yeah, it wouldn't be a theory without one of them. With the HASHIRAMA cells, Amado can provide Boruto with an artificial heart, or maybe Orochimaru will come in and give a hand as well. Either way, this artificial heart would let Boruto live even after dying. This would also help with the heart attacks he suffered after trying to take control of Momoshiki's powers because, well, he wouldn't have a heart. Seriously though, with HASHIRAMA cells and Amado's bioengineering, I would be extremely surprised if Boruto actually died. That and the series is named after him, but yeah, whatever. This theory consists of the idea that Boruto will survive long enough due to the karma and Momoshiki's healing factor. Whilst his body is fighting to live, Amado will replace his heart with a artificial one. This theory isn't just a random thought though, as there is evidence to this idea. From the Naruto series, we know that Obito survived after having half of his body crushed. He lived on due to Zetsu and had his limbs replaced with HASHIRAMA cells. Naruto's arm was given back to him with HASHIRAMA cells. There are many cases where HASHIRAMA cells become the plot device in saving a life, okay? You've all seen Naruto, you know this. Anyway, check out this video where we go deeper into how Boruto died, and maybe then you can give your opinions on how you think he will survive. But until then, we'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye bye.